What's up, guys? Knicks Daily here back. We've got a lot to get into. Of course, the Knicks need a point guard. They have for a long time. The last star level point guard they had was Stephon Marbury. I didn't even know Marbury was a point guard. I mean, that wasn't a long time ago, but I don't really remember too much about him, honestly. So I'm not going to get into it. But the bottom line is, I mean, Jalen Brunson isn't exactly the flashiest name. He's going to be the 43rd highest paid player by the Knicks in the league, which isn't that bad if you think about it. When I think of Jalen Brunson, I don't think of an all-star level player. But the Knicks, they don't really need an all-star type of player. They just need someone that can run the offense, that can knock down shots, that can show up when it matters in the playoffs. And I mean, Jalen Brunson checks all of those boxes. I actually was just on Twitter earlier and I saw that. Let me just read it to you guys. So Tyler Hero's extension with Miami will settle around 25 million in average annual value. I know Tyler Hero is young, but he's not better than Jalen Brunson. He comes off the bench. So Brunson's contract isn't bad. I think it's just because it's the Knicks. I think it's because I think of the Knicks and I'm like, dude, I want a star, I want a superstar. And I think other people feel the same way, and not Knicks fans, but just NBA fans. I'll give you guys another one. So Terry Rozier, he got a $97 million extension for 4 years. Jalen Brunson's going to be making between 100 to 110 million dollars for 4 years. I do think it's an overpay, but it's not a massive overpay like people are making it out to seem. And there was some good news for the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson is expected to re-sign with them on a 4-year, approaching $60 million. So $15 million annually for Mitchell Robinson, an elite defender, not just at the rim, but he was good in the defending pick and rolls, and he's super young as well. What is Mitch, 24 to this point? 20, yeah, I think he's 24, and then Sims is a little bit younger. I mean, Damian Lillard, guys, he's expected to not expected, but Portland's expected to offer Dame a 2-year extension worth over $100 million. I mean, $50 million a year for Dame. I can't see how that helps you win. I mean, I get Dame's a great player, but 50 million a year for 2 years? I mean, I'm not asking Dame to take a significant pay cut, but that's crazy, man. So there was a source that came out, and a lot of people, not a lot, why do I keep saying a lot, bro? I need to phrase my words better. Okay, so there was a report that came out, and someone responded to it and said this isn't a, I guess, like, good source, but I've been following this guy for like years. I feel like, and can't remember the last time he was wrong. His name is Legion Hoops Ross. I'm very confident he knows what he's talking about. If you guys want to go look him up, and he said that the Knicks are extremely active today. They've spoken to a handful of teams as they continue to try and unload Evan Fournier and Cam Reddish. And then the day before, the Knicks are trying to package Evan Fournier and Cam Reddish in trade proposals around the league, per source. So I mean, the Knicks, if you look at their salary, it's in really good shape. Even after they signed Jalen Brunson, they're able to get to this point because they've signed solid deals over the last few years, shorter contracts for fair values with team control at the end. So, I mean, the Knicks, honestly, I feel like are in a pretty good spot. The only reason that I've kind of backed off of DeJounte Murray is because we'd have to give up Emmanuel Quickly and probably Cam Reddish and multiple first round picks. To me, that isn't worth it because I don't know if Emmanuel Quickly will ever be better than DeJounte Murray. I mean, Murray is just 2 years older. He's the best defensive point guard. Give you 20 to 25 a night. He just basically single-handedly led a team to play in the West. But I do think we need to give Quickly a chance, and unfortunately, Quickly will be coming off the bench with Jalen Brunson, so we really won't get to see that. But I don't really want to get rid of Emmanuel Quickly. I don't know. Maybe I overrate him. Maybe you're right, but I feel like if we're making a trade, bro, for like a player like Murray or Mitchell, I'd only want to do it without giving up, Quickly and like RJ obviously, and I don't really want to get rid of Obi because we drafted these guys and I want to see what they can do. So I mean, right now they definitely are role players, but time will tell. So we're gonna get into that in a second here. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, man. Like I said, a lot to get into. So yeah. Another thing is that the Knicks, they have been reaching out to teams for Julius Randle, of course, trying to get a sense of what his value is. And of course, this was a report that came out, I want to say yesterday. So from everything I've heard, it really does sound like things have shifted, and he is more likely than not to become a member of the Knicks as opposed to the Dallas Mavericks. And another thing is the Mavericks are expected to offer Jalen Brunson a 5-year deal. The Knicks are going to do a 4-year deal. So Brunson could not sign with the Knicks, but I mean, all the latest reports are saying that Brunson is going to the Knicks. And tomorrow, guys, like Jalen Brunson, I'm not going to say will be, but Jalen Brunson could be a Knick tomorrow. I mean, the Knicks have the most salary in the NBA right now. That's crazy to think about. And they're doing it all for Brunson, but they're also going to have good flexibility even with Brunson here. And we do need to get into RJ Barrett. Do I want to put that in this video? I mean, I might as well because I kind of want to make a long video. So let me pull up my notes on that. So yeah, I mean, RJ Barrett, guys, he must be extended. So what is the value of RJ Barrett? That's the question. Basically around 28 million a year. There was only, I want to say, like one executive that was interviewed that would give RJ over 30 million. But that's only because of the potential. Like right now, RJ Barrett is not worth 30 million a year, but obviously down the line, I expect him to be. But like you can't pay a player like that. You got to pay him, what he's doing, not necessarily like the past, but like right now and the future. So RJ Barrett, he's basically he can only receive a 4-year deal because it's he's so young at this point. So I think they call it rookie scale. I could be off in that, but so yeah, RJ Barrett, the most he can receive is a 4-year deal. He could get over 30 million, but I don't think he will. So basically 28 million. So what's 28 times 4? I don't know that. I probably should, but 112 million. So 112 over 4 years. That's looking like that's going to be what RJ Barrett is worth. And that contract to go with Randall and Jalen Brunson, the Knicks are still in a very good position, but let's get into it, man. So RJ Barrett, guys, July 1st, he will be eligible for an extension. Yeah, I mean the Knicks could give him. I mean a max contract is 185 million over 5 years. That would be 32 million dollars. That doesn't make sense though, because the Knicks can't even give him a 5-year deal. I don't know why that's in here, but yeah, I mean it's the most that the Knicks can do is 4 years. I mean maybe that's like down the line, but yeah, so Barrett, he averaged 20 points per game. He's the 15th player, 21 or younger, to average 20 in a season over the last decade. And of course, he's defending the best wing out there on the perimeter. Yeah, he definitely is the Knicks franchise player. He's the best player, in my opinion, at least. I mean, you got some of you might think Randall, but I think RJ is the best player on the team. And there are concerns with his efficiency. Like, this is the knock against RJ Barrett and certainly Randall last season. So, of the 22 players who attempted as many shots as RJ did last season, he had the third worst true shooting percentage, ahead of Reggie Jackson was in last, and then Julius Randle. And that means that Russell Westbrook was actually more efficient than RJ Barrett. I know RJ is a young player, but damn, like that his efficiency, he missed a lot of shots at the basket, bro. We know he definitely needs to work on his outside shot, but I do think RJ is going to be a really good player. I mean, he was drafted right after Zion and Ja, which kind of threw a lot of people off. But I mean, I think RJ Barrett will be an all-star. And obviously, you can't win a championship with your best player just being an all-star ever, yet alone nowadays with how loaded these teams are, firepower they got. But I just think RJ Barrett is kind of like the player the Knicks need. I mean, the coaching staff has raved about him. His teammates have raved about him. I mean, John Collins in the 2021 free agency, he wanted the max. He ended up re-signing on a 5-year, $125 million contract. As I mentioned, Barrett can't receive more than 4 years because he's got rookie scale extension due to the rules, which would be the difference. So one executive suggested 28 million a year. Another said he would go up to 30, which is just under the max. What did I say? 33 million was the max. I mean, the Knicks, I'd imagine they believe that Barrett can reach multi All-Star status. So yeah, I mean, if the Knicks, if they hope to be aggressive in the 2023 free agency class, they could tell Barrett they want him to re-sign next summer. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it would save them 5 more million, but I'd rather just give RJ that money because like RJ is the best player on the team. You want him to be happy. Like we definitely don't want a disgruntled RJ Barrett. Like that would just not be good. So let's talk about Jalen Brunson though in this sense of RJ. So Okay, so if they add a $25 million salary for Jalen Brunson, they could still be below the cap in 2023, 2024, but they'd have to make serious maneuvers to open up max room. The extra $5 million could make a difference. Well, that's why they're trying to shop Fournier and Cam Reddish. So they're trying to pair Cam Reddish with Evan Fournier, being like, oh, take Evan Fournier's contract, you get Cam Reddish. Stuff like that kind of, I mean, I get it, but like it kind of frustrates me because like we're just giving them Cam Reddish for free to take on a contract that we gave. It's kind of the same thing with Noel and not even Noel, bro, but like it was kind of the same thing with Kemba. I mean, 11th pick and Kemba. Like, oh, take on Kemba's expiring contract, get the 11th pick. I don't think they were bad trades. The Knicks got more future assets. More future picks is always a good thing. It's not a bad thing to have more picks, unless they're like late or something. I mean, heavily protected isn't ideal, but why can't we keep Cam Reddish? Oh, I guess no one wants to take Fournier. I guess we kind of have to get Fournier. I mean, salary is great, but I have a lot of faith in Cam Reddish. I mean, my favorite players on the Knicks. Who's my favorite player on the Knicks? That's tough, bro. I don't even know if I can answer that. I like all the players, honestly. I mean, Cam Reddish, Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Obi. I like every player on the Knicks. Like, this is not really a player I dislike. Being real with you, like even Fournier, like Evan Fournier can shoot the ball, bro. I enjoyed watching Fournier play. Like when I was, watching all the Knicks games, like I was like, hey, Evan Fournier, man, knock down a three. Like I don't mind Evan Fournier at all. But yeah, I do think that the Knicks are heading in the right direction. I did take down my video after like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because I definitely was frustrated that like every single move the Knicks are making, trading 11th pick, sure, trading veterans like Nerlens Noel and a veteran like Alec Burks who definitely had value. Like we're doing everything for Jalen Brunson. Like it kind of pissed me off. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Knicks made the playoffs, right? Not last season they fell short, but the year before that, guys, the Knicks made the playoffs. If they had Jalen Brunson, and oh yeah, I didn't even mention Jalen Brunson could get even better. This is one thing that like even though I want Murray and I was a little bit upset with the whole Brunson thing, but like I'm supposed to be open minded. Like I'm a Knicks YouTuber, bro. Like I'm supposed to be the best that I can for you guys. Telling you what's going on. So I have 1,000 pictures. Literally, I think I have like over 1,000 pictures in here. So I gotta sort through them. But give me a second here, guys. So here we go. So I've talked to people in his circle who think he has another level to reach that he just couldn't reach with Dallas because he played with the most ball dominant player in the league. And this is Chris Haynes on Jalen Brunson. So Jalen Brunson, he's everything the Knicks need. Not everything that I want. I want Murray, but I'm not giving up Cam Reddish and Quickly and 3 first-round picks for DeJounte Murray. They're smoking. That's what they should be asking for. I mean, he's a team-friendly contract, an all-star, and not even the prime yet. Like, that's what they should be asking. If I really want Murray, I should be willing to give that up. But I'm not. I guess I really don't want Murray then. So Jalen Brunson will be a Knick tomorrow. And back to what I was saying before. So the Knicks, when they made the playoffs and lost to the Hawks, if they had Jalen Brunson in that, and that's not to mention that the Knicks players are developing more. I mean, they would have easily won that series. There's no doubt about it. It wasn't even that far off without that. So yeah, the Knicks are going to be fine, man. The Knicks will be in the playoffs next season as long as they're healthy. The Knicks will be in the playoffs. The question is, how far can they really go? I mean, if Jalen Brunson does take that next step, the young guys develop. We've got a lot of flexibility moving forward, especially with a Fournier and Cam trade. But yeah, I mean, if you're a Knicks fan, you've got to be pretty happy. A lot of people are gonna, downplay Jalen Brunson. I was in a sense, but when I look at the facts and the stats, it looks pretty good. $25 million a year. Would you guys rather have Jalen Brunson or Tyler Hero? Would you guys rather have Terry Rozier or Jalen Brunson? D'Angelo Russell or Jalen Brunson? Let me know down below if you guys would take any of those players over Brunson. Maybe you will. That's fine. But yeah, Nick Silly, man, long video. Let's go, man. I'm so hyped. And I hope you guys have a good day. And yeah, until next time, Knicks tape.